channel. We've got our first dibs of the EFL Cup this year, and we're bringing you a quarter-final coming to you live from Goodison Park. It's a well-balanced tie between Everton and Leicester City. Leicester City, of course, we've unfortunately largely ignored due to bigger games, but I tell you what, they're going fantastically well under Brendan Rodgers and lie second in the Premier League, although they were held to a 1-1 draw against Norwich City on Saturday. Everton, who have been in turmoil since we last covered them 2 weeks ago in the Merseyside derby when they were beaten 4-2. That turned out to be Marco Silva's final game in charge. Now they have a chance for a little bit of payback here. Duncan Ferguson has since taken command of the team and have taken 4 points in their last 2 games, including a very profitable 1-1 draw at Manchester United on Sunday afternoon, although there was a bit of controversy as he took Moise Kean off after 70 minutes after coming on as a substitute in the 72nd minute. He took him off after about 89 minutes, and there was accusations that he'd blanked Moise Kean, but I think peace is restored and he's amongst the substitutes tonight, as you can see. It's a bitterly cold night on Merseyside. I've got the thermals on and I've got everything on here. Not a full house by any means, but Duncan Ferguson has really galvanised this great club. We've had some shocking defeats in the league this season to Sheffield United and to Norwich City, amongst others. But the Everton fans know with Big Dunk in charge, there has been talk of Carlo Ancelotti taking command. Whether that will be the case or not, I'm not quite sure. But it's a cracking atmosphere at Goodison. It should be a great game. And we're going to be bringing it to you live here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. Just to remind you, this is a 7:45 kickoff. Extra time and penalties could be necessary. We'll go straight to penalties. Sorry, if it ends a tie, no extra time in the quarterfinals. We will go straight to a penalty shootout should a draw take place here tonight. Extra time only applies in the semi-finals or the final itself. The Gladys Street end starting to pack up a little bit away to my left hand side. I've got the team news here. I'll just give you it quickly. Everton, 2 strong lineups actually tonight from both Duncan Ferguson and Brendan Rodgers. But we'll give you the team names in a second, because Zedcard is just playing over the Tannoy referee. John Moss leading the sides out to 3 games away from Wembley and a place in the Carabao Cup, which Everton have never won. Leicester have won the competition 3 times, 64, 1997 and 2000. The last time they won it, they've won it 3 times, Leicester. Everton finalists in 1984. And before that, 1977, when they played a 3-game trilogy with Aston Villa, which culminated in a Western memorable final against Villa, where it finished 0-0, 1-1 in the second game at Hillsborough, and then that 3-2 thriller at Old Trafford all those years ago. And of course, we'll have updates that goes without saying of Oxford against Manchester City and Manchester United at Colchester. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff, and as well. So Russ will be reporting on in the Oxford game. 1986 winners taking on the current holders of the Cup. Right, let's have a look at the 2 teams then. The teams are out, so let's give you the check on them. It's a very strong Everton lineup with Pickford in goal, Coleman, Keane, Mina and Baines across the back. Welbeck, Davis, Oldgate and Bernard in the midfield, Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin up front. On the bench for Everton, Tozan, Stecklenburg, Moise Kean, Nias, Martina, Adrian and Gordon. For Leicester City, Schmeichel in goal, then it's Pereira, Morgan, Evans and Chilwell. Then it's Albrighton, Ndidi and Paré. Maddison will play as the attacking midfielder in behind the 2 strikers, Rosie Perez and Jamie Vardy. On the bench for Leicester City, Justin Sonachu, who's had a good season so far in the Premier League. Gray, Ward, Iheanacho, Barnes and Chowdhury. The referee today, or tonight rather, is Duncan Ferguson, all suited and booted. He's an hard man. He's a legend in these parts on the blue half of Merseyside. He loves it. He shows great passion and determination. The referee today, or tonight rather, for this very intriguing Carabao Cup quarter-final is John Moss from West Yorkshire. Remember, penalties could decide things tonight. if it ends level after 90 minutes. I should explain that. 90 minutes, we will go to penalties if it's level after that amount. No extra time tonight in these Carabao Cup quarterfinals. Aston Villa already there. Easy winners against the under-23 reserve side of Liverpool last night. Although the first team did English football proud today when they won their Club World Cup semi-final and will play the Brazilian side Flamengo on Saturday night in the final. Jamie Vardy ready to go for Leicester. And Russ has told me now that Carlo Ancelotti's moved to Everton. I have been hearing rumours that the deal has been done in principle, although it's not been unveiled yet. But big Duncan Ferguson, I tell you what, this is his third, possibly final game in charge as a caretaker basis. I tell you what he's done. I'll tell you what, if Carlo Ancelotti doesn't keep him on as part of the coaching staff, I would be very, very surprised. Anyway, Everton in blue. It's always nice to come and visit. It's our first live match from Goodison Park this season, and it's always a great pleasure to be in one of the more atmospheric and more traditional grounds in English football. Everton in blue get us underway. They're attacking the Gladys Street end in the first half. Leicester in the pink shirt, the sort of pink shirts with well, I think I can describe it as peach, maybe pink, with dark shirts and peach socks. Here's Richarlison on the far side. The ball gets deflected and it's going to be the first corner of the game to Everton on the far side. These two teams have met before this season already, about 3 weeks ago in the Premier League at the King Power. Leicester getting a late victory to beat Everton 2-1 and at the time put Marco Silva right on the rack as regards his job. Everton corner, Richarlison just injured a little bit as that ball comes into the penalty area. We go towards the near post. It was turned towards goal by Calvert-Lewin, who's really flourished under Duncan Ferguson in the last couple of matches. He scored 2 goals in that magnificent victory against Chelsea here a fortnight ago, and now he's looking to keep on going there, keep his good run going here. Very windy as well. The conditions quite windy. And should make conditions pretty tough out there tonight as Castle United comes away. It's the first time I think we covered Leicester, but they've had a remarkable league season so far. 2nd place in the league, and really on a very good run, although they should have really beaten Norwich on Saturday, really. But Norwich dug in and got a point at the King Power on Saturday, but I'll tell you what, Brendan Rodgers has certainly got his side buzzing this season, and there will be no match overs. It's number 21, Pereira makes a dart down the far side, but now Mina can clear for Everton. Intercepted there by Ndidi. Now he gets the ball back just inside the Everton half, played in towards Jamie Vardy, and here's a chance now for Maddison. Maddison on the edge of the area. Iwobi got back there, but it comes to Old Brighton, the former Aston Villa man, whose former side are now in the semi-finals, of course. So that's going to be a really good one. And of course, Manchester United Colchester at 8 o'clock as the cross comes in from the left-hand side, and it's Pickford's ball, and there's an injury there, and it might be Rosie Perez there. It looks like it's the man who's picked up an injury. There's Seamus Coleman. What courage he's shown in his career, coming back from a broken leg sustained on Irish duty a couple of years back. As we see Old Brighton there, I think there was a half appeal from Leicester for a handball. I don't think John Moss would have given it anyway, because the ball ricocheted a couple of times and then hit his arm. I think that was purely accidental. Here's Everton now coming forward. Iwobi now, 25 yards from goal. He tries to turn. This is the night, and it's actually quite a packed stadium. Oh, the kick from Schmeichel was a little bit dodgy. A chance here for Everton! Oh, and Richarlison couldn't stab the ball goalwards. In fact, he put it wide of the post. And in the end, Kasper Schmeichel will be the most relieved man inside Goodison Park. The wind may have played a big part in that. Came off Iwobi, then Evans with the back pass, and Richarlison just needed a bit more of a depth to touch. And that might have been 1-0 Everton. We're 3.5 minutes almost gone here in this quarter-final of the Carabao Cup. Remember, the winners going to the semi-finals, which take place over 2 legs next month. And we'll have the semi-finals, hopefully. We'll have a few of the semi-finals. Of course, we'll hopefully have the final for you as well. And of course, We might have some intriguing ones. We've got Colchester in action at Old Trafford. That kicks off in around about 7 minutes' time. At Old Trafford, Manchester United should be red-hot favourites to win that one. Oxford United, the 1986 winners, in action at the moment, and we'll keep you updated with the scores there. Of course, Panini's not with us tonight because he's commentating on El Clasico. And just to remind you, Liverpool winning 2-1 in their World Cup semi-final against Monterrey in Qatar. The final, of course, takes place on Saturday. Free kick against Diose Perez for a foul on the evergreen Leighton Baines. Tough as old boots Leighton Baines is. He's been around a long time. As we see Pickford coming for that. And then Perez hurting himself. This was an earlier incident. Well, coming up towards 5 minutes of the first half played here at Goodison Park. Just to remind everybody, if you're not familiar with the League Cup rules these days, they changed them a year or two back. There's no extra time. So if it ends a draw, I should stress this, if it ends a draw after 90 minutes tonight, we will go straight to a penalty competition to decide who goes through to the semi-finals. If it ends a draw, of course, after 90 minutes. We've had 5 minutes gone. It's Everton 0, Leicester City 0. If you've just joined us, good evening to you. And Panini can tell me he's reporting from I think it might be Madrid, I think, and it's 0-0. He's got the glamour job, Panini. I've got good old Merseyside on a cold winter's night. Panini gets all the top jobs. Anyway, 0-0 here at Goodison Park in the very, very freezing cold here. Typical Merseyside weather as the corner, as we see there, Pereira, I think, making a dart down the nearest side, or Payet, sorry, making a run down that side. And well, I have to say it's nice to be back in the JB Claret commentary box. Duncan Ferguson, what a legend he is in these parts, certainly in the blue half of Merseyside. He's, you know, an FA Cup winner with Everton in '95. Scored some very important goals in Merseyside derbies down the years. I remember him scoring the winner in two classic games against Manchester United. He is a Merseyside legend through and through. An Evertonian, absolutely, although he started his career at Dundee United, his playing career at Dundee United, then went to Rangers, had a bit of a hard time at Rangers, had to serve time in prison for a little while, but then rehabilitated himself at Goodison Park, and he's been an Everton legend, an icon rather, ever since. He's a really, really passionate guy, and you can tell when he coaches how well he does show the passion. He gets the fans on side, and he is 100% Evertonian. I believe he's got an Everton tattoo as well, I'm told. How true that is, I'm not quite sure. But he's an Evertonian through and through, and you know, he loves the club than anything else. Anyway, 0-0 here, in case you've joined us late, and good to have you with us. And I have to say, just to remind you that we'll have some FIFA 20 content as well, and of course January FA Cup. I can tell you that we'll be able to do the Monday match as well in the FA Cup. We'll be obviously doing the weekend games in the FA Cup. And of course we'll be able to do that Merseyside derby as well. That's going to be live with us in the new year. That's a game I'm especially looking forward to. Sunday afternoon. Kickoff for that one I think is about 4:30, I think, in the FA Cup. And of course we've got the League Cup final. Of course we've got the League Cup as well, closing stages of that. And of course that fascinating duel in the Premier League between Leicester, who is in second place at the moment in the Premier League, and they're playing some really good football under Brendan Rodgers, who's just signed a new contract to waive off any interest from Arsenal, who I believe have decided on Mikel Arteta, if reports are me to believe, although the Arsenal fans, and I've been hearing on social media, are not very happy about that appointment. They think it's a cheap option, but we'll have to see. It's all about Gillingham against West Ham on the Sunday. We'll have that one covered as well. Hopefully Russ or Chris will be able to cover that one for us after the Merseyside derby. 3-1 Newcastle going against Leicester City. But I have to say, anything can happen, even in the EFL Cup or the Carabao Cup competition. The draw for which was done at Radio... Draw for the quarterfinals, incidentally, were done at Radio 2 Can you believe that? Radio 2 did the draw. It was on the Zoe Ball breakfast show, I'm told, and a bit of a novelty as well. Trevor, does he actually commentate on the game at all? Hiya, Trevor. Good evening to you, Trev. 0-0. In case you joined us late, I just try and keep the conversation flowing in between breaks of play and everything else. So I have to do everything, because sometimes even when you get a bad game, you've got to try and fill the time. 9 minutes gone then at Goodison Park in the quarterfinals, and it's 0-0 between Everton and Leicester. Coming to you live, as Madison has won a free kick. John Moss, the referee, signalling to everyone. Madison's going to take the free kick. Him and Chilwell, the two-men committee, and 4, 5, 6 in pink are in there as well for this free kick, and it's an ordered away. Now Tom Davis takes it up midway inside his own half, runs past, or tries to run past James Madison, but has to go the long way round, and instead goes back to Yerry Mina. Mina now out to the near side, and it's Seamus Coleman on the far side. Tries to play a 1-2. Calvert-Lewin trying to flick it back in halfway inside his own half, but he loses possession. 10 minutes gone if you just joined us. Everton 0, Leicester City 0. Quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. And we'll give you score flashes from the Kazam Stadium between Oxford United and Manchester City. And kicking off just now will be Manchester United, of course, against Colchester United. And, well, it's going to take an extra special effort from those two teams to really stream the Manchester Giants. But if them two could win, beat Manchester United or Manchester City respectively, it's going to be an Open League Cup. That is for sure. And who knows? Who knows? We might even have a third-tier team at Wembley. Who knows? But Duncan Ferguson, he's done really well in his stare as he watches on as Leicester take a throw-in. Just right in front of him over on the far side, but they lose possession. Leicester up towards Calvert-Lewin, back to Richarlison at halfway line, and now the ball coming over again from Richarlison. Here's a chance now for Welby, but he can't catch up with that, and it's going to be a goal kick. Reece, don't be asking those questions, please. Just let me get on with the commentary. I'll talk about the football. Questions like that I don't allow, with all due respect. Sorry about that. 0-0 though, and it's first half really full of that could be a real exciting prospect. It's an audio commentary, remember, so don't be asking for any live streams, because this is there's no moving pictures. We're not allowed them. We can only bring you audio commentary. Madison back to Johnny Evans, the former Manchester United man. Now Wes Morgan making a rare start tonight. Has to go back on his right foot and then goes to the near far side, and it's Pereira on halfway on the far side. Back to Morgan again. Morgan just takes his time, just lightly jogs, and finds Johnny Evans. Now James Madison, who's signing from Norwich, was an Inspire one, originally signed by Claude Puel when he was in charge. Chilwell now back to Madison. This is good football. Now Ndidi takes over, plays it in there towards Jamie Vardy, but he loses out, but Ndidi intercepts again. Chilwell on the left hand side, 5 yards inside the Everton half, but he has to go back inside the Leicester half, and it's Johnny Evans out to Wes Morgan on the far side. Right hand side of the centre circle as they play or try to work something down the right hand side, and well, the ideas were good but not really executed, and Everton getting themselves a throw in halfway inside their own half, and a little bit of a breather for them. Goodison Park, one of the more atmospheric stadiums you could wish to see, and there is talk of Everton. In fact, they're unveiling plans to move to a new stadium, of course, but I'll tell you what, Goodison Park is an absolute legend of a stadium, and I'll tell you what, if they do move away, how badly will we miss Goodison Park as Schmeichel comes out of his goal, takes it on the right hand side of his penalty area, and bowls the ball out to Johnny Evans on the edge of his own box. 13.5 minutes almost gone here at a full Goodison Park, and good on the Everton fans and turning out in their thousands here on a cold night like this. It must be at least sort of freezing temperatures. It must be at least 0 degrees, maybe just -1. It's middle of December now. Winter's certainly here with a vengeance, that is for certain. Just to remind anyone who's if it does end a draw after 90 minutes, 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, then we will go straight to a penalty shootout. No extra time in these quarterfinals. Villa already through with our 5-0 win over the under-23 Liverpool side last night. Although Liverpool, the first team, won 2-1 in that World Cup Championship game earlier this evening. Well done to them. They play Flamengo of Brazil in the final. This is Chilwell now darting in from the left-hand side. Goes back in field. And appreciate your honesty. It's very good commentary. Are you Trevor? Are you Trevor Sports by any chance, Trevor? If you are, let me know. Or are you somebody different? Because if it is Trevor Sports, I appreciate your content too. If you haven't subscribed to Trevor Sports, try it. It's like a retro channel back to the 90s, and it's a really good content as well. Grandstand, match of the day, sports lad, he brings them all back, and he's absolutely amazing, and appreciates, and I always appreciate the work that he does. Meanwhile, back in the real world, Jamie Vardy's yielded a corner now for Leicester off Michael Keane, former Burnley player. John Moss involved already. Quarter of an hour gone, incidentally, here. No VAR, incidentally, for this quarter-final. I subscribe to Trevor Sports. Well done, New Caton. He needs the subscribers. Keep subscribing to other channels that I enjoy as well. If you enjoy me, you'll enjoy him. Right, here's a corner then to Leicester City. Near side, into the penalty area it goes. It bypasses everybody. And then Maddison, I think, Vardy tries to keep it alive over on the far side. The ball breaks to Iwobi, but then Pereira wins the ball. It's a little bit scrappy over on that far side at the moment. Everton 0, Leicester City 0. League Cup quarter-final. And here goes Leicester again. Down the side, and it's left here. And a shot over the top from Iwobi Perez after a great dummy from the right-hand side cross there by Jamie Vardy. And Iwobi Perez hitting it over the crossbar. I think he's trying to claim that Pickford flicked it over for a corner. Lovely football this time by Leicester. It was Ricardo Pereira with the cross. Lovely dummy by Jamie Vardy just to the right of the penalty spot. And from the penalty spot, Iwobi Perez, the former Newcastle man, hitting the shot over the top. It was a really good opportunity for Leicester. It was beautifully worked down their right-hand channel. It really was. Best move, I think, of the game so far. And a little bit of concern there for big Duncan Ferguson and his Everton side. Remember, Everton have never won the League Cup. They've been finalists twice in 1977 when they lost after 3 matches to Aston Villa, and in 1984 when they lost the old Merseyside final in a replay at Main Road to Liverpool. The fourth of their 4th consecutive triumphs in the competition at that particular time. No, different, Trevor, but give me a good. I support Everton. You're an Everton fan, Trevor. Well, good evening to you, Trevor. Different, Trevor. Right, anyway, I've given Trevor Sports a glowing reference anyway. If he's listening, if you are listening, the guy that runs Trevor Sports, good evening to you. Trevor's an Everton fan, incidentally. This Trevor we're talking about here, but fantastic. Ancelotti, yeah. Well, I can't announce Ancelotti, but he is due, I think, tomorrow on Merseyside to be unveiled, and I think he's going to take his seat. But I think I have to say that big Duncan Ferguson's done well. We're just seeing a replay of Paya there conceding a free kick, is it? Yeah, free kick it was. And Everton, a really good side. I did expect them to be higher up the table than what they were. They had a really bad start, as I said, under Marco Silva. Saw them in the Merseyside derby the other week, commentated on them, and for a good half an hour in that first half, despite Liverpool winning it handsomely 5-2. I have to say that Everton for half an hour were really good value and should have really had a penalty at 2-1. I do remember that very well. This is Coleman now to Iwobi. And with the players they've got in their ranks, they should be higher up the table, Everton. It's just the way that they were managed before. I think that's probably done for them, really. Although they've had a good run already in this competition. No score yet, I don't think, in the Manchester City game or at Old Trafford. But any goals that go in, Russ will keep you updated. And I'm sure New Caton, being a Manchester United boy, will keep us up to date as well with events up at Old Trafford. 0-0 is the score at Old Trafford, as he reports to me. He's also a moderator as well now. Very much an moderator, and fair play to Oxford at the moment. They're holding Manchester City 0-0. Liverpool through to the final of the World Cup Championships, where they play for Mengo on Saturday night. Free kick. Is it? Yes. Advantage was originally played by Jonathan Moss, and now he's brought it back. It was good, sensible refereeing there by the man from West Yorkshire, because Ricardo, I thought, was fouled initially. He played on just for a second or two just to see if there was any advantage forthcoming. Although Everton are complaining there may have been a push there by Jamie Vardy. There certainly was a foul there initially there from Mina. So definitely a free kick to Leicester, but there could have been a case for a free kick the other way just seconds before. 0-0 though is the scoreline. We're playing nearly 20 minutes of the first half. Leicester created the best chance so far. Jose Perez blasted over from 12 yards. Maddison with a free kick, far side. Goes short in there this time. And the chip into the penalty area by Albrighton. Looking to the end of Johnny Evans. Perez trying to keep it away on the far side. 0-0 is the score. As we come up to 20 minutes, got to think a foul's been given here. And one of the Evertonians are down. I can't tell who it is. I can't see who it is. But it's a free kick regardless. John Moss coming across to assess the situation. It's 0-0 if you've just joined us. Good evening to you all. Both teams played very strong sides here tonight. Given the Carabao Cup that bit of respect it was needed. It's number 20 here, Bernard, who's been taken out by Jose Perez. And I have to say that was a bit of a nasty challenge there. I'll be surprised if Jose Perez doesn't go in the referee's notebook. Stretch is already down there. It's over on the far side by the far corner flag at the Park Road end. And just making sure that, well, this could be a bit of a hold up here. Well, the good news is I can report here that I'm pleased to report he's up on his feet. Whether he can continue with that is a different matter. Big Duncan Ferguson's got a decision to make. He's got John Ebrell there as well. He's lieutenant. He's a former Evertonian of many years standing. 21 minutes gone. It's Everton 0, Leicester 0. I think Bernard's okay to continue. Still 8 minutes gone. Still 8 minutes in the game at Manchester United. Manchester United 0, Colchester 0. Remember, Manchester United were very lucky to get past Rochdale in an earlier round. I think it was the third round, and Rochdale should have won that game, I felt, early doors. But the wheels aren't turning for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's bus at the moment. They drew 1-1 with Everton, incidentally, on Sunday. Manchester City have taken the lead at Oxford with 22 minutes gone there. Chancellor with the goal, 22 minutes in. So the 86 winners, Oxford, 1986 winners, Oxford, in a bit of trouble here against the current holders, Manchester City. But it's 0-0 between 3 times winners Leicester City and twice finalists Everton. Never won the trophy, come twice to winning it. Came close twice to winning it on a few occasions, but it's Leicester City with Chilwell now on the left-hand side. Tries to play it in there, and Brighton loses possession, and a throw-in down on the near side to Everton, almost in line with the edge of their own penalty box. And, well, it's not been the classic that we hope it would be, but I think two good sides that love to attack. I think that as the game goes on, I think we'll see a bit more excitement as we go on. The best chance we've had so far in the game fell to Jose Perez, and he belted it over for 12 yards out. That was a good work by Pereira down the far side, the right-hand side. Pulled back the cross. It was a lovely dummy involved in all of that by Jamie Vardy. It was a brilliant dummy. And we've got the draw for the semi-finals. No Radio 2 involvement this time, I'm told. Russ Burning says the draw for the semi-finals will be after the Oxford game. Chris Kamara and Dennis Wise, who won the trophy in '98 with Chelsea, are doing the draw. I wonder why Chris Kamara's doing it. He's never had a good run in the League Cup in his playing career. Anyway, 0-0. Here's Schmeichel with a long kick downfield. Now Mina winning possession. Now Baines into Davis. Davis still inside his own half, and now has to go back to Mina. Amina has to turn. Oh, he's missed his kick and he's given possession away. And in fact, it's a cheap corner necessarily conceded. And that will not please big Duncan Ferguson on the far side at all. Wasn't the best moment there. Completely missed his kick. It was a little bit daft there for Mina to do that. And Rosie Perez in the end did well there to win the corner. A bit fortuitously there. Leicester have a corner, but it's from Everton's own making here. It's the second corner to Leicester. Everton have had the one so far at the park end of the park end of the ground. To my left, 24 gone. Leicester with a corner. 0-0 is the score if you've just joined us here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. James Madison, right-footed from the far side with the corner. Out swinger in towards the edge of the 6-yard area. Dotted away by Everton. Not very far, but it went out towards their left-hand side. And then the ball is ushered back by Pare. And now, surely that will be Kasper Schmeichels on the edge of his own penalty area. Leicester defending the Gladys Street in the first half. But so far, no penetration from Everton at the moment. What a game it could be. We'll be covering that match. Well, I'll possibly be commentating on that one as well. So, yeah, Leeds will be featured in January as well. What a game that promises to be. Leeds against Arsenal. That's a throwback to many years ago. Anyway, I'm watching this in a town called Kenilworth. I know where Kenilworth is. It's not far from Coventry and Birmingham, I think, somewhere in around that area. I've heard of Kenilworth. Really nice part of the world, I believe. West Midlands, I'm told. Anyway, 25 gone. And now I've told him where he lives now. Anyway, 0-0. And here come Leicester City into the penalty area. And the shot comes in. It's a goal! It's a goal by Madison with his right foot on the edge of the penalty area. And it goes right into the left-hand corner. It's a terrific goal from him. And Leicester City take the lead in this Carabao Cup quarter-final. Silence has Goodison Park, and Brendan Rodgers and side, who are having a fantastic season, have just gone in front here at Goodison Park in what could be a very tricky quarter-final. James Madison. Pereira winning the ball down the right-hand side, and then into Madison. First touched brilliantly to control it with his left foot. And then just to slam it in, toe poke with a right foot. It's a brilliant goal, and it's no more, in my opinion, than what Leicester have deserved. They've been the more enterprising side. They've looked to attack more than Everton have done, and that's a smashing goal. And there's nothing that Jordan Pickford could have done about that. It's a marvellous goal, and James Madison has just put Leicester City in front in this quarter-final. And Everton have got it all to do. A Welby now for Everton. 26 minutes gone. Everton 0, Leicester City 1. James Madison. Here's Coleman down the left-hand side. Into Welby. This might quicken it up now for Everton. That's a poor ball from Welby. Never going to find Chambers Coleman. Everton nearly need to get into gear now because Duncan Ferguson needs to show a bit more passion. He's down there on the touchline. I think he won't be too surprised. You can just see him now all suited and booted. Big dunk there. Look at him now. I'm just seeing there passion. He's showing more passion than what half the Everton team at the moment. He needs to get the Everton players on side. 2 shots apiece. But Leicester have had that one on target. And that's counted big time. 100%. 1 on target, 1 goal. Here's Ndidi in towards Old Brighton on the left-hand side, and Old Brighton goes past his man. Old Brighton again, good tackle there. That's more like it from Mason Holgate. Now that's what Duncan Ferguson will want to see more of from his boys. Mark Brighton, who's had a magnificent Leicester City career. Having had some tough times at Aston Villa before that. And Leicester City have won themselves a corner. It came off Alex Iwobi. It's really been a bit of a flop since joining from Arsenal. Brendan Rodgers, who ironically is a former Liverpool manager, has got his team right where they want him where they want Everton at the moment. And Maddison, who's involved in everything that's been so good about Leicester, has got another corner to take into the 6-yard area. It's a second one for Leicester. Johnny Evans from about a yard out on the far post. James Maddison again with a magnificent corner. There may have been a flick on there and an ear by Jamie Vardy. And Johnny Evans said thank you and good night from 2 yards, maybe less than that. And Brendan Rodgers aside have taken a firm grip on this quarter-final. Goodison Park stunned into silence. And it's 2-0 to Leicester. The 3 times winners are on course for a semi-final berth. It was Vardy's flick, and from no more than 3 yards out, Johnny Evans, right-footed with the side foot, stabbed it into the back of the Everton net. And Everton, if they're going to get through to the semi-finals, need to score at least twice to force a penalty shootout. Good flick. In fact, it might have been Chilwell, I think he flicked it on initially. In the end, I thought Vardy had flicked it on, but he hadn't. And Johnny Evans has made it 2-0. 29 minutes gone. 2 goals in the space of 5 first-half minutes. And Everton have got it all to do. They've not been great at all tonight. Probably the worst performance they've turned in under big Duncan Ferguson. And the runners-up from 77 and 84 really do need some snookers here. As Richarlison runs down this near side. Right-hand side, Richarlison plays the ball in, can't find a Welby. Leicester concede a corner. Everton now need to start up a little bit now. And they need to score the next goal, the Toffees, because if they can get one back, they may well be. We might have a grandstand cup tie yet. Half an hour gone. Everton 0, Leicester 2. And I have to say, in all fairness, Leicester are good value for that lead. Coleman to take the corner, near side, right-hand side. Gladys Street end here. As the corner comes into the penalty area, into the 6-yard box. Schmeichel got a fist on it and found old Brighton with it. He got it out, but not only as far as Bernard. Bernard now, right-hand channel, looking to trick his man. He's won a throw-in. Midway inside the Leicester half, far side. James Maddison, the difference, I think, in the game so far. Certainly a shoo-in potentially for a JB Man of the Match award. We'll tell you all about that in the second half, of course. Goal kick to Leicester City. And Everton really have got it all to do in front of a packed Goodison Park. There's quite a number of fans who have travelled up from the Midlands, of course, from Leicester. And Duncan Ferguson is seething in there. He's seething. His team has conceded 2 sloppy goals, really. Defensively, they were sloppy, went to sleep on both occasions. They haven't been at it tonight, Everton. This was a league game. It would be... You can understand him in being angry a bit more. I know the League Cup final. I know the League Cup isn't on the biggest priority lists, but I tell you what, it's a competition worth winning. And Leicester City are really taking it seriously as Welby plays the ball in, headed away by Johnny Evans, who's got the second goal. Maddison got the first, remember. No chance on either goal for Jordan Pickford. You can't fault him for those 2 goals going in. Quality goals, but woeful defending really from Everton's point of view, especially the second one, who allows Johnny Evans space inside the 6-yard box. Everton really need to get their heads again. And look at Maddison again go down that right-hand side. He's got Vardy in the middle, and Maddison's trying to find it in there. Vardy really finding Perez. And Leicester, every time they attack, look like scoring at every opportunity. And I tell you what, Maddison is putting in a magnificent shift for the Leicester City this evening. I have to tell you that. It's just the way that they've gone about it, and Everton just don't have any answer, or don't seem to have any answer. And big Duncan Ferguson needs to have a look at his side here. If it can, well, it's almost a case of switching off a couple of times. I know Maddison scored a terrific goal, but he was left unattended on the first one. Despite smashing it from the edge of the penalty area, Everton gave him too much space to hit the shot. And then the second one, they just went to sleep. Here's Tom Davis now, inside the centre circle, just inside the Leicester half. Tries to get Bernard over on the far side. He finds Bernard. Here come Everton now, looking to try and get back into the game. Mason Holgate now takes possession. 10 yards inside the Leicester half, and he finds a lovely ball to Seamus Coleman, who's a really experienced campaigner of many years standing. A good back heel inside to Welby. Still on the right hand side of Welby. Oh, that's a very poor cross from Alex Welby. He's capable much better than that. Here's Tom Davis now for Everton. Can Richarlison rescue something for Everton? But not this time. The ball back on halfway, but Mina heads it forward with regards. But then the ball is flicked on by Vardy. Mina reads the situation very well and then hits an aimless ball over the top. Kasper Schmeichel just takes the possession and just slows the pace of the game down for Leicester City, who lead with almost 34 minutes gone by 2-0. Manchester United, I believe, are really dominating Colchester, but they just can't score. And Greenwood has been in fantastic form. Scored the equaliser against Everton on Sunday, but was saved by the keeper. 0-0. It would be an amazing. It would be amazing if both Oxford and Colchester could upset the odds for the lower league. But it would make it a bit more wide open, certainly for Aston Villa and Leicester City, if both Manchester teams fell by the wayside. Meanwhile, we've got a free kick situation here to Everton, and it was a foul here. I think it was on Calvert-Lewin by Johnny Evans. Indeed it was. So midway through the game, Johnny Evans got the second one, Russ, after 29 minutes from a corner flicked on by Vardy, taken by Maddison. It's Johnny Evans now got the second one. In fact, it was Chilwell, sorry, who flicked it on. I didn't initially thought it was Vardy, but it wasn't. I just want to point that out before anyone starts correcting me. Anyway, Leighton Baines with a free kick, or Bernard. It's going to be one of the two. Oldgate fancies it as well. Leicester 2-0 up. Bernard chips the ball into the penalty area. Oh, they should have scored there. It was Mina of all people. 6 yards out, or 7 or 8 yards out, and he was massively unmarked. There was not a player Leicester player within about 4, maybe 5 yard radius of him. Totally unmarked. Leicester went to sleep, and he's headed it straight at Kasper Schmeichel. Meanwhile, Everton have won another free kick. Much closer in this time. They're taking it quickly. Here's Richarlison. Into the area. Richarlison shoots, and it's just wide of the far post. Shot from the left-hand side of the penalty area, right across the face of the goal, and wide it went. Still remains 2-0 to Leicester, but Everton having two very good chances already to get themselves back into it. Nice enterprising move that from Everton. They were asked to take the free kick. The ball was stationary. The referee was happy, and Richarlison just needed to be a bit more accurate with his shot. It was a very acute angle, in fairness to Richarlison, but just a good decent signs there for Everton that they might still save themselves in this competition yet. They need to score the next goal, however. This is Michael Keane now. Finds Leighton Baines. Back to Mina now, inside his own half on the left-hand side. Back inside to Mason Holgate. Holgate. Back to Mina. Mina. Infield to Richarlison. He wins the ball really well there from Ndidi. Now Davis has it on the halfway line inside the centre circle. Fees Seamus Coleman. Coleman trying to go around the corner. That's surely a foul there on Calvert-Lewin. He has to blow up there, John Moss. I didn't think that was I didn't think he should have got away with that. I thought that was a foul there in Calvert-Lewin, but it's Tom Davis now winning it. The swirling wind is not making it easy for Kasper Schmeichel, who's played 1 or 2 iffy goal kicks so far, or iffy clearances. Mina into the penalty area, just overhit that, and Kasper Schmeichel can pick that up inside his penalty area, and the danger bypasses Leicester now inside the final 8 minutes of the first half. Leicester City 2 goals clear. Goals from Maddison and from Johnny Evans in a space of 5 second half minutes, 23 minutes and 29 minutes respectively. 37 gone if you just joined us. 2-0 as I say. Long ball forward, cut out by Keane. Here's Davis now to win the next ball. Now Coleman, under pressure from Old Brighton, gets the ball back to Jordan Pickford, the England number 1. Hits the ball right down the other end and towards Kasper Schmeichel, who takes it nonchalantly. I tell you what, if he'd have been a bit more zippy and he'd been on target, we might have seen a goalkeeper score. Would have been like Pat Jennings in '67 in the old Charity Shield. But there we go. Reece Bond, who's a Leicester City fan, and he's absolutely delighted his team are 2 up. They've been good value for the 2-goal lead, in all fairness to them. They've played really well. They've looked very comfortable with the ball. I have to say, Maddison has been the player of the game so far. He's absolutely done magnificently well. And here come Leicester City again. Every time they look to attack, they are so dangerous. And the ball in from the right hand side towards Vardy, ducked away only as far as O'Brien, and Maddison's in the area again. Maddison, oh, he just couldn't break through him this time. James Maddison is having a match to remember at the moment, and Everton can't quite believe it. If you want proper goal descriptions, you can scroll back on the live video. There is a facility where you can scroll back to the commentary at any time you want during the game. So scroll back and find whatever happened. As we see Seamus Coleman find Tom Davies inside his own half. As the long ball forward now, looking towards Calvert-Lewin. It's just gone over to the right-hand side. This is Calvert-Lewin. Keeps the ball into play. Coleman is also with him. But he goes inside in field to Tom Davies. Davies now to Mason Holgate. 2-0 to Leicester. The ball comes forward once again. It comes out to Mina. Outside. Here's a chance now for Leighton Baines to tee up across. Everton now looking to get back into this game. 2 goals down, but they've had a couple of presentable opportunities. They've won a throw-in inside, in line with the edge of the 6-yard box on the far side. It comes off Pereira. Ricardo on the back of his shirt. 2-0. Leicester City. Goals from Maddison. A right-footed shot outside the Everton penalty area. Toe poke with the right foot, and then from a corner from the left-hand side from Maddison in towards the near post. And then Evans tapping it in at the far right-hand post from about a couple of yards to make it 2. It was practically an empty net. He couldn't have missed from there, to be perfectly honest with you. And in fairness, yeah, Big Duncan has done a terrific job. He's an Evertonian through, but he won't be happy, I'm sure, with the first 40 minutes that have gone before him. But his team have eked out a couple of good opportunities since the Leicester second goal. Iwobi, who's not really impressed me this evening. Here's Seamus Coleman. You'll know you'll get 110% commitment from him. Tom Davies, who's a promising youngster here at Goodison Park. Again, he just needs the right manager. I mean, Ancelotti will be a surprise choice. I didn't think they'd get Ancelotti, Everton, but I'll tell you what, if it is announced tomorrow, what a cue that will be for Everton Football Club. And maybe the good times may start coming back. They haven't won the league, incidentally, Everton, since 1987. That was under Hamwood Kendall. Well, they had that spell in the 80s where they couldn't do anything wrong. They won the FA Cup in 84, Cup Winners' Cup of the League in 85, League in 87, a couple of Charity Shields as well in between all that in 85 and 87. So and the last trophy was 1995, the FA Cup. I remember it well, watching as a 11-year-old. Paul Rideout with the winning goal, and Big Neville Southall. Remember him? Whoa, he played a blinder that day in the Toffees goal. They won. They famously beat Manchester United by 1-0, and they did it. They played at Manchester United without Eric Cantona. You may remember he was banned for a few months after he's come through antics against Crystal Palace earlier that season. 2-0 though to Leicester City. Does it look as if Everton, who have never won this competition before, are going to be winning it this year, unless they can mount a really big comeback now in whatever the first half remains in the 45 minutes of the second half. 2-0 it is, and it's a 3-kick to Leicester. Foul on Johnny Evans on the edge of his own penalty area. And the Evertonian fans absolutely frustrated here. So will be Big Dunk, I think. Calvert-Lewin, well, I don't think there was much in that at all. I think the referee could have just carried on with the game. I don't think there was much in that at all. Didn't think it was a foul there on Johnny Evans. I think the referee should have just played on, in all honesty, there as the free kick comes in towards the edge of the area. Leicester try to win the second ball. I mean, it's been Leicester winning here 2-0. 0-0 at Old Trafford so far. They've played half an hour, incidentally, at Old Trafford, just to remind you. And of course we've got Manchester City 1-up at the Kazan Stadium against the 1986 winners Oxford United. But here come Leicester City 2-0 up. Mike's on. Nice to hear from you, Mike. Good evening to you, mate. And can I just wish all our listeners as well a very Merry Christmas. We'll have a Christmas message. Well, I'll do my usual yearly piece to camera, and we'll be doing that probably tomorrow night, I think. Tomorrow evening as well. So you'll be hearing from me tomorrow night looking back over what's been a remarkable 12 months as regards the history of this YouTube channel as well, and I have to say it will be amazing. Well, we're inside the final 2 minutes of the first half, plus any injury time that's going to be added on. I don't think Big Dunk can wait to get his Everton flops in quickly enough. And Russ just reminding us all that, and I'm going to remind you now, that there will be a 15-minute break, so no sound. I'll be switching the mic off for 15 minutes so I can get myself lubricated for the second half, as Everton concede another corner. So if you're wondering where I'll be just giving my voice a rest and just chilling out for 15 minutes, and then we'll be back with live second half commentary of this compelling quarter final, which is going Leicester's way at the moment. They've got another corner now inside the final minute of normal time, and plenty to come. Here comes the corner. Here comes the corner now from Madison towards the far post. Oh, the goalkeeper flat, but he got it at the second attempt. Inside the final 40 seconds back. I don't think we'll be doing any commentaries on Sunday, but we'll definitely. But we might be doing a couple on Saturday as well. So I don't know yet. I'll let you know what commentaries we can do and what we can't do. Yeah, Graham Wrestley is taken over at Stevenage as well. So he's gone back there a fourth time. The people say that you should never go back twice. Wrestler's gone back 4 times. But he's a good manager for Stevenage. It's a perfect fit. He didn't have a good time at Preston. I remember a lot of Preston fans slagging him off somewhat a lot of the time, and he had a lot of bad publicity. And I have to say, I thought he was not good for Preston North End. Anyway, back to the real life. And Everton have got 1 minute of stoppage time to see if they can score before the break. Still 2-0 to Leicester. They've conceded a free kick though, Everton. He was had a shocking first half for me. Has conceded a free kick, and I think Big Duncan Ferguson needs to read them the right act, quite honestly, because they have been poor, Everton. Apart from the first couple of opportunities after the second goal, they haven't really done much else. Leicester have done all of the attacking in the opening stages of the first half. Opening half, it was definitely Leicester's first half, I have to say. 2 magnificently taken goals. Half time is gone. The whistle's gone at the Kazam Stadium. Oxford 0, Man City 1, but they're holding in there. Chancellor scored for Manchester City. We're now playing for the last 5 seconds of extra time at the end of the first half. Here's Madison. Free kick surely on halfway, and that will probably be the last play of the first half now. Well, Welby's had an absolutely woeful first half, as I think the referee's blown for half time, so the free kick will not be allowed to be taken. So Leicester City though, but James Madison, who's been fouled there, he's had a terrific first half. He's had a marvellous first half. I'm pleased to report he's okay, by the way. He's scored one and created one. He scored the first one after 23 minutes. He took a right and crossed down on the edge of the area, side cross down on the edge of the area with his left foot, and then toe poked it in with his right foot into the back of the net, beyond the dive of the goalkeeper Jordan Pickford. And then the second one, a classic corner. Johnny Evans, in fact it was 26 minutes Madison scored, and then 3 minutes later Johnny Evans from a corner on the right hand side, taken by Madison, flick on in fact by Chilwell rather than Vardy, and at the far post from 2 yards out it was touched into the back of the net by Johnny Evans with his right foot. So plenty of work for Everton to do. Big Dunk needs to get them fired up for the second half. Let me know, Michael, what you think possibly of Mikel Arteta. There's been a lot of negative response from the Arsenal hierarchy, from the Arsenal supporters about that. I'd like to know your thoughts in time for the second half. But to be fair, I think Leicester City have been great value for their 2-goal lead and thoroughly deserve that. We're going to take 10, 12 minutes to just to calm down and just come off bike. We'll be back for the full second half, including the JB Man of the Match vote, of course. You know the drill. It still could go to penalties, but at the moment I don't think that's necessary, because Leicester City lead Everton, a very poor Everton it has to be said, by 2-0. We'll be back at Goodison for the second half in 10 or 15 minutes time. See you then. Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Goodison Park, where the teams are just about to emerge from the tunnel for the second half. 0-0 is the score between Everton. 2-0, sorry, is the score between Leicester City and Everton. Leicester winning incidentally by 2-0. Sorry about that. Manchester United 0, Colchester 0. Good half for United, but no breakthrough against Colchester, unfortunately. Sadly for them. But what I can say is that Manchester City are winning 1-0. They're just about to start the second half. I wonder what big Duncan Ferguson has said at half-time, I wonder. And they'll need something. Leicester City just about to come out themselves for the second half. Everton just in a bit of a huddle. They're defending the Gladys Street end. They'll be attacking the Park end to my left. Leicester, going towards the Gladys Street end towards my right in the second half. A very cold and windy evening here on Merseyside, and there's been an equaliser in the game at the Kazan Stadium, and it's gone to Oxford United. Taylor, a minute into the second half, has given Oxford an equaliser. The 1986 winners are level with the current winners. Wow, we could see a shock on there. But can we see a comeback from Everton? It's been a terrific first half, very much enjoyed by everybody here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. It's a quarter-final that looked on balance, looked on first glance a fair balance as we go underway in the second half. 0-0 is the score. 2-0, sorry, to Leicester is the score. Goals from Maddison and from Evans within a 3-minute period, 26 and 33 minutes. Or 29 minutes, I should say, sorry. So 2-0 is the score, so let's hope that, Everton and their supporters will be hoping they can stage a comeback of titanic proportions in the second half. Leicester have got it. If they play if they play it right, they could be in the semi-final draw. Aston Villa guaranteed there after their 5-0 thrashing of a youthful Everton side, Liverpool side, last night. And... well, one thing's for certain. Now we're back in the commentary box for the second half now, Mike. You can stop sending me messages. You can speak to me now through YouTube. What I will say is that you're predicting like something like, that's crazy. I predicted something like 8 or 9-0 to City. That it's Leicester who lead 2-0 in this game, but Everton really need to score the next goal, I believe, to give themselves an opportunity here. Here's Iwobi now, 10 yards inside his own half. Goes out to the right-hand side. This is Seamus Coleman. Oh, Coleman just didn't look there as he was playing the ball. He's trying to play it first time. Maybe he's trying to be a bit too intricate there, maybe, with the way he tried to play that ball. And Duncan Ferguson is not a happy bunny on that far side. Everton 0, Leicester 2. Just to remind you the teams: Everton, Pickford, Coleman, Keane, Mina, Baines, Iwobi, Davis, Holgate, Bernard, Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. And for Leicester, Schmeichel, Pereira, Morgans, Evans, Chilwell, Ndidi, Perez, Payet, Maddison, Albrighton and Jamie Vardy. On the bench, Turzan, Stekelberg, Moise Keane, Nias, Martina, Adrienne and Gordon. For Leicester, Justin, Solanku, Gray, Ward, Iheanacho, Barnes and Chowdhury. The referee, of course, from West Yorkshire, Jonathan Moss. And here come Leicester City on halfway now with Chilwell trying to win possession, but he's lost out to Richarlison, who muscled him off the ball. And the Everton fans really need to get behind their team now. They might as well go for it in the second half. What they got to lose at 2-0 down. Kasper Schmeichel played a little bit of skills, just showing off with a little bit of his skills there. 1-1 in the other game. That kicks up at 7:45. That's between Oxford and Manchester City. If things stand in that one, they could be going to penalties. At the moment, we're nowhere near penalties at the moment, unless Everton can stage a really remarkable recovery. This is Davis in towards Calvert-Lewin, into Iwobi, and Moise Keane, in fact, has come on for the second half, I believe. I just need to check that out. Can someone check that out? Does Moise Keane come on for the second half? I think he has. Let me check. I need to just check with someone. Has Moise Keane come on? Ross, can you check for me, please? Has Moise Keane come on? Meanwhile, Everton have a free kick, and it's short to Tom Davis. Davis played it out to Keane. Everton obviously need to find a way back into this game. This is Seamus Coleman, far side for Everton. I think Everton have made a substitution and I didn't spot it. I must admit, Tom Davis now loses possession and the ball fed forward, but Keane will get there first surely against Vardy. And Vardy actually muscles him off the ball on the far side, but he needs support here, Jamie Vardy. He's got it there with Ayoze Perez, and also too is Payet. Payet tries to shot, it deflects away off the defender Leighton Baines, and it will go for a corner. In fact, Moise Keane came on for Bernard, so Bernard has gone off. Right, that's that cleared up. Thank you, Mike. Ross is watching the game between, and there's been another goal in the game at the Kazam Stadium. It's Oxford United 1, Manchester City 2. Raheem Sterling, who narrowly missed out in the sports personality vote, to Ben Stokes with the goal after 51 minutes. 6 minutes gone in the second half in that one. We're just coming up towards 4.5 minutes of the second half here. Still Everton 0, Leicester 2. Those two goals from Madison after 26 minutes and 29 minutes. Johnny Evans from a Madison corner. The difference between the two sides. But Moise Keane, he's come on. And Duncan Ferguson giving him a second half here, maybe wanting to prove his manager wrong at the moment. Moise Keane, who was taken off after coming on as a substitute, he was substituted himself, and really that's always humiliating for a professional footballer. I'm sure Moise Keane has got his professional pride. Hasn't had a great start to life at Everton. £24 million worth of investment there. As Ayoze Perez tries and a speculative shot with his right foot, it was going in, and Jordan Pickford having to get up and tip that away for a corner, hit it with the right foot, edge of the penalty area, edge of the D as he struck it. Might have been about 25 yards out, and a big left hand from the Eagle number 1, turning it over for a corner. That could have been curtains for Everton if that one had gone in. And Jordan Pickford keeping Everton in the Carabao Cup competition. But it's still a corner. Everton aren't out in the woods yet. JB Man of the match will be open at around 60 minutes. We're going to open it a bit earlier tonight. Here comes the corner. Into the area it went, headed away by Everton, of course. Hashtag JBMLTM if you're new to it. Naming your player, of course. But the vote will not open until the 60th minute tonight. 60th minute. And just to remind the rules, if it ends a draw, should it end a draw after 90 minutes, it doesn't look likely at this moment in time with the way things are. Leicester nearly scoring a third as Pickford gets that one away. Under pressure maybe from, was it Vardy maybe? Anyway, here's Pereira now for Leicester. Right hand side, and look at the way Albrighton's going forward. He stayed onside there, but the ball just a little bit overhit. And Michael Keane being urged on with it by the Everton supporters. And I think that's a 0-0 in the El Clasico, so a bit of a disappointing one there for Panini. I think he's just jinxed it now for the. Don't cover another El Clasico again, Panini. You've just jinxed it for everyone. You've just jinxed it for you. Just jinxed the match for yourself. You're a jinx on some of the games, I have to say, Panini. Stick to low league football. No, I'm only kidding. Here's Mason Holgate. Don't worry, Panini. I didn't mean it really. I'm only kidding. Anyway, back here we are to the game at Goodison Park. 2-0 to Leicester. Here's Mina now for Everton. Remember, Moise Keane has come up for Bernard. And here is Richarlison winning the ball. Good play again. Coleman trying to get behind. It's a corner. Oh, it's a throwy row in the edge of the edge of the penalty area for Everton. And can the big dunk effect work the Oracle again in this second half? Come on, JB, be nice. It's the festive season. Hey, don't worry. Speaking of festive seasons, the JB Christmas Specials is coming out tomorrow, where we look back on a magnificent 12 months for this YouTube channel and what my feelings are on what's going to be for the next 12 months as regards sport and this YouTube channel in general. As we look at Bill Kenwright, or as I'm looking at Bill Kenwright there, the Everton chairman, of course, Farhad Bashir is not in the crowd tonight, so I'm told. But if we can get Angelotti, what a coup that is for Everton Football Club, and hopefully he can work the magic. And we're now 53 minutes into this game now, nearly 8 minutes into the second half. 2-0. It's Richarlison and Everton trying to have a bit more of a positive break. Davis chipping it in there towards Moise Keane, and there's a foul there, I'm afraid. A free kick to Leicester. And to the vast disappointment of the majority inside Goodison Park, it was chipped into the penalty area. In fact, I think it was Moise Keane that brought him down. And the man who plays, he used to play his club football for Italy, plays his international football for Italy, plays for the under 21s, will be looking to book himself into the Italian European Championship squad. Please don't ask questions like that, just listen to the commentary, please. I'll talk about the game. 2-0 to Leicester City. The chip forward again. I think Welby just slipped there, or Moise Keane may have slipped there, but the ball back to the goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel. As he finds Pereira, who played a part in the first goal, of course. He certainly played a part in the first goal, I think. And he certainly played a part in the missed chance earlier doors for the game. Just to remind you, the comment section, don't ask things like how we're watching the game and stuff. Comment on how you think the match is going to go. Let's have football talk and not stop talking about me. I'm just a commentator. Just enjoy what the content that you're getting, and you're getting to see the game covered. Just enjoy that aspect of it. With Everton 2-0 up at the moment, and Jose Perez has been penalised here. And of course we have a JB Christmas matches coming up. Also we've got a new FIFA 19 series, FIFA 20 series. I felt the Premiership series was taking too long to do in terms of editing down 10 games. So what we've done is we're going back to the old 1990s to the match. Remember the match on a Sunday afternoon on ITV? Well, we're rebooting that, and there's a game. We've put a game up on there at the moment between Liverpool and Chelsea for your listening, for your viewing pleasure as well. So enjoy that later on after this game if you can. It's even got the old theme tune as well. Anyway, 10 minutes into the real world. That's in the virtual world. That's is it a stream? It might well be a recorded special. We don't know yet. I'm not decided on that one, New Caton, yet. We'll let you know via Facebook tomorrow afternoon whether it's going to be a stream or not. Anyway, welcome back. Anyway, back to the game. We're 11 minutes into the second half, and Leicester are looking to finish it off here with Jose Perez, but well covered there. Leighton Baines had to get there, otherwise it was curtains for Everton as far as the game was concerned. One ball up towards Moise Keane, finds a Welby now at halfway. The ball just beats Coleman, but he gets back there and retrieves the ball at halfway, but he loses possession, but the ball runs out of play just inside the Everton half for a throw-in to Everton. Far side in front of Brendan Rodgers, former Liverpool manager, of course, coming back to haunt Liverpool's nearest rivals. Liverpool, of course, under Jurgen Klopp in the World Club Championship final in Qatar. They won 2-1 earlier this evening. The final, they play Flamengo of Brazil in the final on Saturday evening. I think that's a 5:30 kickoff in Qatar. We'll let you know if we're going to be covering that game on Saturday night for you. Here's Calvert-Lewin winning possession. Finds Alex Iwobi now on halfway. Finds Calvert-Lewin once again. Calvert-Lewin takes possession. Well played by him. He's got Moise Keane on the far side. It's Moise Keane for Everton. He shoots just wide with his right foot. It may have got a deflection, I think, and it is a corner to Everton. Better from Everton. Calvert-Lewin, good football there through the centre. Beats a couple of opponents, and I think there might have been a slight deflection there off a defender. And Moise Keane just making a little bit of a difference there. He's determined to do well, Moise Keane. Third Everton corner. Leicester have had 5. Leighton Baines to take the corner. Can Everton get themselves back into this quarter final? We've had 57.5 minutes. Here comes the corner. Into the air. Keaton! Oh! And I think he got a little nick on that. Mina was in there too. Inside the 6-yard area. There's a couple of Evertonians going for it inside the 6-yard area. And if that had gone in, it was a great corner this. Into the penalty area. And it just needed Mina to get a better contact on it. And he got it all wrong. That if it got better contact, Everton were back in this game. 58 minutes gone at Goodison Park in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. 2-0 to Leicester. City are going through a 6 stand against Oxford United. They're winning 2-1 Manchester United 0, Colchester United 0 is was currently at half time. Here's a chance for number 3 for Leicester. Good save from point blank range. And again, that would have been a complete. That would have been against probably the run of the play, the way the game's gone at the moment. Leicester close to making it 3-0. Still 2-1 to Manchester City. Still 0-0 at Old Trafford. And fair play to Colchester. They're holding Solskjaer's men at the moment. Any goals that go in, we'll let you know here on the JB Clark YouTube channel elsewhere. Villa already in the semi-finals. They beat a weakened Liverpool 5-0 last night. Albeit it was the under-23 side managed by Neil Critchley. Jurgen Klopp and the big boys are in Qatar and they've just got through to the World Cup final. This was a chance for Leicester City as they went through the centre. I think it might have been Jose Perez. And then the ball back inside. And this should have been 3-0. I think it was Maddison who was denied in the end. But that would have wrapped it up for sure for Leicester City. Good football down the middle. Lovely 1-2. 59 minutes gone. It was Ndidi, I think, who had the final shot. Anyway, here's Seamus Coleman as Duncan Ferguson tries to yield his team on here. They've got half an hour to save their skins. JB Man of the Match will be opening in 15 seconds. They're voting for that. Here comes Baines. He finds Lewin on the far side. Calvert Lewin, I should say, near side. Infield to Mason Holgate. Hits it right footed, but he hits it well wide of the left-hand post. Kasper Schmeichel and goes wide for a goal kick. We've had an hour. The JB Man of the Match vote is open for half an hour now. The last half an hour, you can get your votes in for the JB Man of the Match award, a supplementary award we give towards our live games. And every time we're live, so it gives you kind of a chance to vote on basis what you've heard who could be man of the match. Certainly James Maddison could be one of them you could choose. He's had a great game. But whoever you pick the name of your player, hashtag it with JBMLTM. That's in theory for your vote to count. You've got to vote with. It won't be count. Right, let me just tell you, Cable. It will be. If you want to vote, it's got to be Maddison. If you're voting for Maddison, vote Maddison, and then hashtag it with JBMLTM. That's the only way the vote will count. So Maddison, and then JBMLTM. That's the way the votes work, and we'll count that as a vote. So you've got to. So you have to redo that again. We have to be strict. So you've got to hashtag it JBMLTM. Name of your player. So if it's Maddison, you go for Maddison, or Madders, or whatever you want. But we know, as long as we know who you mean and you hashtag it, the vote counts. So you'll have to probably message that one again, I'm afraid. That's better. That's what New Kate has done. So he set the example, so Maddison gets a vote anyway, and he gets 2 votes as well now. Kiebo has put that one right. Thank you very much, everybody. So 2 votes for James Maddison, who I have to say has played magnificently well, and of course a mob of ice has gone for Maddison as well. Well, so I think that's how you thought. I'm going to say ice, I think, in all fairness. So there we go. But it's Everton 0, Leicester City 2. And at the moment, we've got new subscribers as well. Thank you very much indeed to everyone who's subscribing. Keep the subscribers coming because we're hoping to hit 700 in early the new year, 2020. Big year coming up on the JB Clark YouTube channel, of course, for the second half of the season, Euro 2020. And of course, we'll have some new sports to bring you audio commentaries on, of course, as we're coming up as well. We'll have cricket as well. Cricket has taken off in a big way since England's winning the World Cup. Me and Russ will be doing T20 commentaries during the summer on the T20 Blast of the Internationals, hopefully. And of course we'll have Formula 1 and a few other surprises as well this next year or two. So we're going to make our channel a bit more more rounded in terms of sporting exploits as well. So more to come there. 2-0 in case you've joined us late between Everton and Leicester. Leicester scoring twice in 3 first half minutes. Here come Leicester now looking to try and win this. Try and go for this third goal. As Payet went forward and hit the shot, and it's a corner. It's a throw-in. Sorry, to Leicester. It's 2-0 to Leicester City. If you joined us late, and I've got to get on with the commentary. I can't keep explaining the goals. If you want to listen to the game, if you want to listen to the earlier parts of the game, you can listen back a little bit during the broadcast. The comment section is open for man of the match voting and things like that. Mike is setting the standards. Newcated is putting in a good word for me here at the moment. There's a couple of new subscribers, but we've had 64 minutes almost gone here at Goodison Park. Everton 0, Leicester City 2. Leicester at the moment look like joining Aston Villa in the draw for the semi-finals that take place a little later on this evening. We won't be around to bring you that draw, but you'll certainly be able to watch it on television, on Sky, and one or two other places as well. Referee just having a word or two, I think, with one of the Everton players. I think it might have been Mina, is it? Well, he's forward for this corner, for this free kick anyway. Everton having to push men forward. This is Leighton Baines now. Baines back inside. Now then, can Everton find a way back into this game? One goal could make it interesting. 25 minutes almost to play. Still 2-0 to Leicester. Seamus Coleman now trying to work it with a Oracle down the new side. And infield again towards Calvert-Lewin. And you can't say the VAR cheats. I mean, it's not their fault that VAR decisions go their way a lot of the time. It's officials. And you can't say that they are a bad side. Anyway, here's oh sorry, I'm new. Oh dear me. We're having a few our moderators are arguing amongst themselves, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry about that. Ross and Mike and Newcated are having a darts commentary. I am going to I could do darts, but you try and commentate on a fast ball like darts. We go right now. Anyway, Sue was on. Good evening, Sue. She's a Liverpool fan. She'll be buzzing with great excitement as Everton, their Merseyside neighbours, try to get themselves back into this quarter-final, place in the semi-finals, two-legged semi-finals. But Coleman has lost in the volley. One up flick round the corner. Oh, Brighton shoots. Oh, he's in the ball. He's in the right-hand angle post at crossbar, and he's somehow stayed out. It should have been 3-0 to Leicester there, and Seamus Coleman nearly hung his head in shame there. Leicester could have been home and hosed. 66 gone. Leicester 0. Leicester 2-0 up still. Here's Moise Keane. Way back inside his own half. He's yielded a free kick and now it's just getting a little bit tense out. Oh, there's a little bit of pushing and shoving going on there between Keane and 21 Pereira. There's a little bit of afters there. Ricardo Pereira retaliated to Moise Keane there. Moise Keane obviously annoyed. And the referee might want a word. Wes Morgan coming across as well. Fantastic stuff going on here. Glenn Cansdale looks like the Toffees are going to be slam dunked like that one out the cup tonight. Well, unless they can find 2 goals in the remaining 23 minutes that remain here, then they will be out the cup. But the bigger priority, I think, is the league. And it means a lot to the clubs like Everton to stay in the Premier League and get into the top races. There's still the FA Cup to go at as well in January. You never know what you might get in that competition. Still plenty to go. But Duncan Ferguson has had a positive effect on league results, but it doesn't look as if... But you've got to say Leicester have played some magnificent stuff in the first half of the season. It's whether they can keep it up for the entire remainder of the season. Anyway, here's a throw. Mason Holgate, long throw into the area up towards Mina, but he can't win the ball there, and Leicester absolutely knock it away there. And in the end, Leicester now looking to break out, and such a good counter-attacking side as well, Leicester. That's the hallmark of the way they play. They can play the way that they've always played. Jamie Vardy is back into the autumn of his career as well. Everton, or Leicester, are about to make a change. It looks like it's Damari Gray who's replacing Ayoze Perez. This is the first Leicester change. We are the best team in the Premiership. I would probably say you were the second best. just because of the way Liverpool play their game. I mean, okay, sometimes they get decisions, but you know, they do earn their victories, Liverpool, with all due respect to them. And they are a very good side to watch. Manchester City have gone 3-1 up. It's the second goal for Raheem Sterling. Brave Oxford 1, Manchester City 3. It looks as if Manchester City will be joining Aston Villa potentially now in that semi-final draw. Manchester United, of course, have taken the lead. You may have seen it in the comments earlier against plucky Colchester as well. So it might be a bridge too far for the Minnows tonight. As things stand, Leicester will go through. So as things stand, the quarterfinals lineup, semi-final lineup will look like this: the two Manchester clubs, Leicester City and Aston Villa. So potentially we could have a Midlands derby and a Manchester derby. Who knows? 1-0 to United, and we don't know who got the goal. Incidentally, I don't know who scored the goal at Old Trafford, but they're 1-up. They made heavy weather of it, even though they've been the better team. Yeah. Please don't remove Mike's comments. He is part of our commentary team. Anyway, I actually just Rashford with the goal there. It was nice just to see. Oh, a chance here for Everton. They've scored. Tom Davis with a terrific volley, right-footed from a right-hand side cross. And look at Big Dunk. He's giving it the fist bumps every time. And Tom Davis has pulled one back for Everton. We've got a great 20 minutes in prospect now. It's Everton 1, Leicester City 2. Tom Davis with Charlton with a terrific right-hand side cross. And Tom Davis on the side foot of his right foot on the volley into the left-hand corner. It's 2-1. Tom Davis, 20 minutes to play. What a second half in prospect now. If Everton were to score again, folks, it would be level. And if it was level after that, we'd have a penalty shootout. 2-0 to Manchester United, incidentally. Meanwhile, here it's 2-1 and with a cup tie with a vengeance. This is going to be some finish. Don't forget the JB man of the match. Name of the player you want to see take our supplementary award, plus name of your player and the hashtag JBMLTM. This is Leighton Baines for Everton. They're back in it and they're believing again. This is Mason Holgate and Leicester, who looked in real control and comfort at 2-0, are suddenly right back on their heels again. 19 minutes left to play. 71 minutes gone. It's Leicester still leading 2-1, but Everton have scored, and it's Tom Davis, the young lad. Terrific goal. In fact, the second goal is an own goal, in fact. But here's Tom Davis now, down the left-hand side. Everton have got their tails up now. Helloby now for Everton. Can they find a way back into this game? They're going to try now for the remaining 18 and a half minutes that remain. Mina, who came so close early on in the second half. Leicester City fans will be on the edge of the seats, starting to worry a little bit because Everton have got their tails up here. Good spell for the Evertonians, this. Mina now, inside the Leicester half, hits a long ball towards the byline, and, well, not even the brilliant Richarlison can hook that one back across the goal. It's going to be a goal kick to Leicester, and a little bit of respite for them. And you just wonder if that third one had gone in before then. O'Brien hitting the angle of post and crossbar. If that goes in, it's game over. Maybe, just maybe, that might be the game changer. Anyway, here comes Damari Gray, who's come as a substitute on the left-hand side. Infield, a chance here now for inside the area. It's Vardy who shoots and deflects away, and it comes to Holgate on the Everton penalty spot. And, well, it could have easily, somehow it could have been a 2-goal lead restored. At the other end, we've got Moise Keane now on the far side. Keane now down the right. He's got Calvert-Lewin waiting in the centre. He looks to Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin with a header! And over the top of the crossbar. Whoa! What's got into Everton? Where have they got all this from? Duncan Ferguson has really got them fired up now. And Moise Keane, who was humiliated at Old Trafford by his caretaker manager, is really up for the fight here tonight. Lovely cross from Moise Keane, the Italian. And then the header from Calvert-Lewin. And look at that now. His jacket has come off. You wouldn't think it was middle of winter the way Duncan Ferguson's going about it. 8 shots apiece, mind you. And on target, Everton have had 2 on target. Leicester have had the 4. It's a goal kick to Everton, I think, as we just watch this effort here from Old Brighton. This was at 2-0, hits the crossbar, and if that goes in, that's game over. Now, because of the header, the game, and now, in fact, it's a corner. In fact, they've given a corner to Leicester. There's a few boos there from the Everton fans. They thought it was a goal kick. Madison's going to take a corner. Now then, Leicester need a delivery like this. Madison into the penalty area towards the far post. Damari Gray and Mes Morgan can't get that, and it's going to be a goal kick. Good night, Newcaton. Thank you for your contributions tonight. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your sleep. Well, it's got Duncan Ferguson up and roused down. It's got these Everton supporters. They've woken up from their cold boredom here. It is a bitterly cold night, but we've got a white hot cup tie now to enjoy. Here's Richarlison into the area. Davis now, just for a moment, then he might have wound up the shot. Holgate now to a Welby. Off again. I thought he might have tried the long range shot, but it's still 2-1 to Leicester. We're inside almost the last quarter of an hour. Baines has kept that in to his credit, and Everton have got themselves a throw-in. City look as if they're going through. Manchester United look as if they're going through. This one is far from finished. Everton have just scored. Everton 1, Leicester City 2. Quarter of an hour just over the play. Here's Moise Keane. Keane now towards the edge of the area, but he loses possession. And now Leicester can bring it away. But Everton's showing a bit of fight and desire now. Shame they didn't really produce that in the first half, but they're producing it now as we go into the final stages. Leicester now are still dangerous and quick on the counter-attack. This is Madison now, left-hand side. Madison tries to shot, he hits his own man. It's Jamie Vardy of all people. And ricochets away. Oh dear. He's had a terrific match. Whatever happens, I think Madison should come out of this game with a lot of credit. He's played really well. And the two managers like praying mantises in each technical area. You got Duncan Ferguson on the left-hand side, and you got former Liverpool manager Brendan Rodgers on the other, of course in Leicester colours. And I tell you what, this is a cup tie that could have been dead. It's back alive now for the remaining quarter of an hour, thanks to a terrific goal by Tom Davis that's brought Everton right back into this. Into the cup quarter-final picture. The bear pit was what Duncan Ferguson asked for tonight. They're certainly getting it now. The temperature as regards crowd noise has been cranked up to something you wouldn't believe. But wait a moment, here's Damari Gray through the centre. Good tackle that by Michael Keane, showing how well Everton rated him when he was at Burnley. Martial has just scored the third one at Old Trafford, so it looks as if Manchester United are definitely through. Outgoal Plucky Colchester United. There's still quite a bit to go in that one, so it looks as if Plucky Colchester's run is going to be at an end, I'm afraid. But what a game! What a run they put on there. They've knocked out Spurs. They've knocked out Spurs along the way, and a couple of other big scalps. And this was always going to be their cup final, whatever was going to happen. A trip to Old Trafford for a small team is big business for them, and I hope they enjoy the money they've made from this cup run, Colchester, because they've had every single penny as a football club for it. Same could have been said about Oxford United. Meanwhile, Alex Iwobi's coming off for Everton with 13 minutes to go. It's second substitution used by Duncan Ferguson, and here comes Cenk Tosun, the Turkish international, was signed by Big Sam Allardyce a couple of years ago. Can Tosun find an oracle for somewhere? There's 12 and a half minutes left to play plus stoppage time. If Everton was scoring that with time remaining and it ended 2-2, we would still carry on because we'd have a penalty shootout. No extra time, I should stress that. Still 2-1 to Leicester. Come on, Leicester. I'm just hearing down below me in the commentary box as Michael Keane takes possession now for Everton. Inside his own half, whacks it out towards the far side, and Everton do really well keeping possession. And there's real There's a real verb about their play now. This is Richarlison into Tom Davis. Davis could cross in. There's two free Evertonians waiting in the middle. He might break for Leighton Baines here. Baines battling hard with Damari Gray, but Gray came out on top. But the ball's been kept in by Mason Holgate. 11.5 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Everton chasing this second goal, this equalising goal. Here comes the cross into the penalty area. Too high for everyone in the middle and too high for Leighton Baines, who can't keep it in play, and it's out for a throw-in. It's all Manchester United, says Bonini. Colchester have hit the wall. But they've had a great cup run nonetheless. It's Everton's cup run. They've never... The last time they won 4 in a row in this competition was played back in 1986. But they haven't come close, until the final 20 minutes to doing that, but they might still do it here. They need 2 goals, however, to win the tie outright. And nice to see a few Leicester fans and a few Evertonians in there as well. I hope you all enjoyed the content. First time, really, I've covered them both. It's nice to commentate on a game at Goodison Park. There's always an atmosphere. Come on, Liverpool. Well, they're in the World Cup final. We might be bringing you that one on as well on Saturday night from Qatar. We'll let you know through Facebook if we are or not. Meanwhile, here in the domestic game, it's a free kick against Everton. Foul there on Pereira. And now Leicester have a real opportunity now to put themselves into the semi-finals. Shiam Chu is one of the substitutes. Yeah, just keep your comments a bit clean as well. We don't want any bad language, of course. And that one is a little bit bordering on the rude side. So just keep your comments clean. We are a family show. We do have youngsters who subscribe to the channel and enjoy these commentaries, as of course, because that free kick came in. And away come Everton now. Johnny Owens, I think, has been penalised. 9.5 minutes to go. And still the tension mounts up here at Goodison Park. Leicester sitting 2-1 up, but it's a slender lead. But Moise Keane, I think he's been tagged offside, has he? Or Leicester about to make a change. Looks like it's Sonachu is going to come on. Sonachu is going to come on, the centre-back, the Turkish centre-back here for Leicester, who's really had a terrific first half of the season. Marco Brighton's going to come off, and he's taking his royal time. And John Moss is taking his things. Don't tell anybody the score as well, please. Please don't tell anybody the score just yet. Mike will point that out for you. We have 6 moderators on at any one time now, with Newcaton, including myself, 6 or 7 moderators. This channel, we have plenty of staff running it. 2-1, offside given. What's going to happen now? It's 2-1 to Leicester at the moment as things stand. Please don't keep on posting the score, otherwise you will be taken off YouTube, and we don't want to do that. Or the comment section will be closed down. We don't want to do that. We don't want to deny you that. Please. 8 minutes to go. 2-1 is the score at the moment. Can Everton find a way back into this? Just takes the excitement out for everybody else. Let us enjoy this last few minutes, please. Nobody posts the scores. It is a rule of mine. As the ball comes back to Johnny Evans. Now Kasper Schmeichel comes away. Shame, really, because he seemed like a decent shame. It's a shame because he looked a true Evertonian. Meanwhile, anyway, it's Richarlison. Can Everton equalise? Richarlison to the byline. Crossing there. Moise Keane was lacking. And it just comes away here for James Maddison. Maddison gets the ball away. And now Everton are right up for it now. Here's Leighton Baines. Baines now. 7.25 minutes to go. Chipped in by Holgate towards the far side. Headed away by Sonachu. Now Davis, who's put Everton right back in with a shout here in this quarter final. In towards Holgate. What a game this is turning out to be. And now round the corner. Can Coleman keep up with it? Yes, he can. Did it deflect? Goal kick has been given, I think. Tozan reckons it's a corner. It is a goal kick to Leicester, I'm afraid. It remains 2-1, folks. And Schmeichel is taking his time. There is going to be an Everton substitution, incidentally. Richarlison's coming off. He's done well tonight, Richarlison. Without any great reward, it has to be said. On in his place comes young Gordon. And Oxford almost pulling a second one back there through Sykes, who's hit straight at Bravo. At least Oxford are going out with a real fight. Here comes Pereira, Ricardo Pereira. Now Johnny Evans, who got that second goal. James Maddison has been described by one of our subscribers there as a young David Beckham. Well, it's a bit early in his career to be making comparisons with David Beckham, but he's certainly got potential here. It's whether Leicester can keep him. If he becomes really good, I don't know how Leicester are going to keep him beyond 2 or 3 years' time, because he'll be going to even bigger and better things, and that's with all due deference to Leicester. Here's a shot coming in, just wide of the post, ball 25 yards from the right foot from James Maddison. He wants a corner. John Moss says goal kick. Maddison can't believe it. He feels it should have been a deflection. Was there a deflection there? Not for me. Or maybe the goalkeeper touched it. Maybe the goalkeeper touched it, but the referee wasn't budging on that. And Chowdhury's going to come on now for Leicester. He's going to replace Paye. Big afro head hair. Young lad has come through the academy here at the King Power, and he's again another terrific prospect. He's had a good run in the side as well. He's had a few starts in the Premier League and has certainly done well, and good to see a guy like Chowdhury going through the system and giving his opportunity. Good to see. You can't miss him. He's got big afro hair, and he looks like a throwback to. He looks back to 90s. He looks back to a 1970s afro. Anyway, back to the game, and it's Pickford's kick. There's still 4.5 minutes of this intriguing game to go, and it's a grandstand finish. This. Here's Moise Keane. Good tackle again. Sonachu. The Turk has done really well since going on. The Leicester Turk, not the Everton Turk. We haven't seen Tozer too much in the game since he's come on. Holgate to take another throw in. Level with the edge of the area. And it's going to be a long throw in from the far side. Everton attacking the park end in the second half. The header won. It's got off. Everton headed behind for a goal kick. It might have been Michael Keane. 4 minutes to go. And we're in for a grandstand finish here at Goodison Park. Everton 1, Leicester 2. Elsewhere, Manchester City look like going through it to Oxford, and Manchester United in complete control at Old Trafford against Plucky Colchester. But this still is not been won by Leicester yet. Anything can happen in the next 3 minutes. That's Brendan Rodgers and Duncan Ferguson share a joke with each other. They've really. Bashes a run eye on the bench. Duncan Ferguson grabs the ball, gives it to Ben Chilwell, urges him actually to get on with it, and shouts more instructions. And Big Dunk, I tell you what, he should be a manager one day. He has to be an Everton manager one day. Leicester just taking their time with the throw-in, which is angering the Everton supporters. Chowdhury has won possession here for Leicester. And the ball back to Kasper Schmeichel. 3 minutes to play. Everton 1, Leicester 2. What a game this has turned out to be. Davis now. And a chance here for Everton. Gordon, far side. Gordon's cross. Deflects away. Gordon might just keep it in on the far side. He's done well. Showed a bit of pace there, the young lad. Come from the academy. Gordon wins a corner for Everton. Better now as the Goodison Park crowd turn up the volume. Big style. Everton. Everton, it's the cry. Goodison Park on a night like this when the crowd is buzzing is fantastic. Yes, it would go straight to penalties. Everton's fourth corner. In it goes into the penalty area, and there's a bit of a scramble. Coleman goes down. John Moss thinks about it, and it's given a goal kick to Leicester City. Goal kick, says John Moss. They were shouting for a penalty. Now, was it a penalty? Vardy there. Oh, I tell you what, I think he's caught Keane. I think that's a penalty. I think he's caught Coleman there, Jamie Vardy. He's a lucky man there, Jamie Vardy. Should be a penalty there. And I think... Well, you get to listen to the end of this game anyway. We'll be finishing whatever happens tonight. We still might have a late one yet with penalties. If Everton were to score, you can listen to the end now, Newgate, and I'm really pleased. No VAR tonight. Here's Bays, he's lost it now. I felt that should have been a penalty. John Moss got that decision wrong, in my opinion. Here comes Vardy on the break. Back to Chowdhury. Now Leicester just deciding to keep possession. This is giving me anxiety. Well, I hope it's giving you excitement. John Moss says Damien is a bad ref. Well, I've said he's been a bad ref for many years. How many poor decisions have Burnley lost by? As the shot comes in from Maddison again, right-footed, it just goes wide, and a goal kick. Yeah, John Moss is a poor referee. I mean, my team's Burnley, of course, as you well know, with the claret name. I'm a Burnley fan, and I'm a Northern lad, so you can tell I'm Burnley. I have to tell you that Burnley have suffered from a lot of Martin Atkins is actually our lucky charm, really, because every time we have him for a Burnley game, we always seem to win. So Martin Atkins is actually a bit of a lucky charm for Burnley, certainly in games. Anyway, back to the game. Martin Dean, it's Mike Dean. Anyway, back to the game. It's, we go into the final few seconds. Remember, if it ends a draw, if it ends a draw at the end of 90 minutes, remember, it's still 2-1 live here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. If you're posting any predictions or whatever, or if you're ahead on the streams or whatever, please don't shout out the scores. Anyway, back to the game, and it's Leighton Baines, 30 yards out, runs forward, hits the shot left footed, it's got in! It's a super goal! It's a super goal! Leighton Baines has done it again! And Everton are level! We're going to penalties! It's extended. Duncan Ferguson hugs his substitutes, and Everton have saved themselves! Leighton Baines with a 30-yard thunderbolt with his left foot has levelled it up for Everton. What a game, what a cup tie, and what a comeback. Everton 2, Leicester City 2. What a game, and Goodison Park goes absolutely mad. Wow. Leighton Baines with a real throwback. I remember him doing things like that in his days at Wigan Athletic. But this is some throwback. What a shot! Schmeichel never stood a chance. And Everton have deservedly pulled it out of the fire. It's certainly been their second half. My word. We're into 4 minutes of stoppage time. What a cup tie, what a decision to do this one. We've had it all tonight. It's been a super game, and whatever happens now, this is going to go down as a real JB Claret commentary classic. Here's Leicester with a free kick, it's 2-2. We're on for penalties as things stand. Man of the match awards go to Maddison of Leicester. His 2 votes have done it, but I think Baines would have won him close if he'd have scored a lot earlier. That is one of the goals of the season. You heard it live on the Jamie Claret YouTube channel. Oh my goodness me. I have to say Duncan Ferguson. I have to say, well, he's not he's manager of the match, I think. Manager of the match. Oh my word. We're now 2 minutes into the 4. We're going to take a quick break for penalties at the end of this, but I tell you what, we've had a remarkable evening here on Merseyside. This is what football is all about. As Vardy tries a right-footed shot. Harsh on Watford, so Manchester City into the draw. But we're staying here. We're going to take a minute or two at the end of this game, and then we'll bring you the full penalties as well. 2-2, although Everton might have a chance to win it, they still might have ideas of winning this yet. Sonichu with a ball away for Leicester. Here's Davis towards the penalty area. Can Everton win it? We've got about 60 seconds of stoppage time to go, and it's Everton now looking to win it. And here goes Gordon, the fresh legs, and they're putting Leicester under a lot of pressure. It's a corner kick to Everton, And now they have a chance. This is going to be the last chance. What a game. Trevor Sports, good evening, mate. If you haven't enjoyed his commentaries or you haven't enjoyed his contents, it's a real throwback. Enjoy it. The golden days of grandstand and everything else, all on Trevor Sports. Give him a subscribe, please. Everton 2, Leicester 2. Corner kick into the 6-yard area. It goes! And there's a couple of little flicks there. 30 seconds of stoppage time to play. Leicester are back at 2. Leicester were 2-0 up. And then O'Brien hit the crossbar just on the hour mark, and that could have made it curtains. 3-0. And I've got to tell you now, Leicester with a chance here. It's Vardy out comes Pickford, and he did really well. And he had to just stop his slide there as the whistle is gone. Well, what a fight back from Duncan Ferguson's men. They looked down and out at half-time. And now they reduced a magnificent 20. They certainly went at it hard in the second half. Reduced the arrears to 2-1 with a fantastic volley from Tom Davis to bring them back into the match. And then, right at the end, what a bolt from the blue. A real throwback shot. You don't see goals from 30 yards like that too much. But when you see him hit and stay it like that from Leighton Baines, you know they are a magnificent finish. That's a great moment for them. So we're just going to break off for a couple of minutes. Stay with us because we haven't finished yet. So we're just going to have a couple of minutes, folks. And then we're going to go to penalties. But I can tell you at the moment it's 2-2. And yes, goal of the match. We'll have a goal of the match as well. Right, we're just going to break off for a couple of seconds. And then we'll be back with penalties in just a second. 2 minutes from now. Let me get my composure back because I've almost lost my voice. Now it's penalties. Penalties comes in 2 minutes from now. Welcome back to Goodison Park, where we're just in the nick of time for penalties, folks. Here we go then. Leicester are going to go first here. It's going to be taken in front of the Everton fans. James Maddison, who's the JB man in the match. Where's Elton Wellesby? We need him when you take a break. Yes, he's on Twitter at the moment, Elton. He's an Evertonian, actually, Trevor Sports, he really is. Anyway, Jordan Pickford the face first. And I have to tell you, whatever happens, this has been the most remarkable game of cup-type football we've seen all season. James Maddison, right-footed first up at the park end, the left-hand end for Everton, for Leicester. And it's saved brilliantly by Jordan Pickford! Advantage Everton! And it's the same sort of save he pulled off against Colombia in the World Cup 18 months ago. What a start for Everton! And Cenk Tosun, the Turkish international, is going to step up first for Everton. What an amazing save to start with by Jordan Pickford. And Everton here under Big Duncan Ferguson. He can't look. Big Duncan can't look. So Cenk Tosun, the right-footed against Kasper Schmeichel. He comes up, hits it, right-footed, and it's saved by Schmeichel. And it remains 0-0 after one penalty. Can you believe this? This is complete madness. Duncan Ferguson can't bear to watch. Don't give the score away. Don't say anything, but... Well, we've got another penalty here. It's going to be Ben Chilwell, the Leicester City and England man, to take it. Talk to me about that another day, mate. We'll answer that one another time. This is crazy. This is amazing. The atmosphere here is electric. It's going to be Chilwell, left-footed, left-hand side run-up against Jordan Pickford, and he scores. Puts it into the right-hand corner. So 1-0 to Leicester, but Everton have still got a penalty in hand, so they could pull this back to 1-1. That's actually quite a good penalty, that, from Ben Chilwell. Well, the Leicester City fans, now this should be, you'd think, a Leighton Baines special. It's his goal, it's his 30-yard extra set that's sent this to penalties, remember. And against Kasper Schmeichel, Beth Haywood, a female viewer listening to us here. Here's Leighton Baines, left-footed shot. And it's in, I think. It stopped right, and we've lost it at the crucial point here, I'm afraid. But we'll try and get it back for you very soon. We've lost sound on it now. I think it is 1-1. We've lost thing there, I think, and let's try and get this back for you as soon as we can. And it's a shame, really. We've lost the feed. We've lost everything here. It's a real shame. This is going to end so tragically here. We're going to have to go elsewhere, I'm afraid. Sorry about this. I'm going to have to... Well, we've lost the stream at the moment. I'm sorry about this, folks. We've lost everything. Everything's broken down just at the most crucial point of the game. I can't show it here. I'm afraid we've lost it. We've lost everything at the moment. But we'll reconvene with the penalties in a second or two. As we left it at 1-0 to Leicester, and Everton were just about to take their penalty. So as soon as we get anything back in a second or two, we might have the footage back, and if we do, we'll bring it to you now on the JB YouTube channel. We will come back, I promise you, hopefully. So let's reconvene with the penalties hopefully now in the next couple of seconds. But what a game that preceded it beforehand. It really was a great game. Looks like it's we'll just have to check if Unfortunately, we've lost everything. Oh, Sky are going to get an earful in the morning from me. So we're going to have to hope we can get something here now. We've lost everything, so we'll have to rely on BBC now, unfortunately. So we're going to have to go to Five Live's commentary team to just bring you up to date with everything that's going on at the moment. Penalties are in progress at the moment. Let me just bring you the update as well. So it's 2-2. It's penalties at the moment in progress. So let's just go live to the Radio 5 guys. Our stream have broken down, so we're going to have to play the 5 Live, I'm afraid. So we'll have to go to their commentaries, I'm afraid. So this is not what we want, but there we go. And so we've lost that. So we're going to have to go to Radio 5, I'm afraid, to bring the commentary again. It's 4-2, I believe, to Leicester at the moment. So let's go to 5 Live and listen to what they've got to offer at the moment.
A dramatic end to that game at Goodison Park. Tell us a bit more, John, about what you can see in front of you. How are the Everton players reacting after that? Because they fought so hard to get back in.
It's Everton.
The pictures on my screen show that the Everton fans are singing at the top of their lungs. They enjoy what they've seen tonight.
Baines missed his penalty. It's ended here at Goodison Park. I'm afraid it's gone Leicester City's way, 4-2, and into the semi-final. So apologies for not bringing you the penalties, but we brought you a good 90 minutes of cup tie excitement. I'm afraid it's sad what's happened there, and I'm afraid BT are going to get an earful from me in the morning. I'm afraid that has just spoilt the enjoyment for me. I'm very disappointed, but to be fair, Leicester City very lucky to go through, in my opinion, on penalties. It was a real shame. Everton really put Leicester to the sword the last 20 minutes. It looked, I have to say, Ladbrokes could have given Everton a price at 2-0 down, but then Leicester came back in the last 20 minutes and they were absolutely superb. And what an unfortunate way for Everton to go out on penalties. But I can tell you that Manchester United are going through 3-0. I can tell you that 4-2 was the final score on penalties. Man City are through as well. Thank you, Trevor. Oh, by the way, check out our reboot of the match as well. We've got Liverpool against Chelsea from the Premier League for you. Enjoy that as well. So tune over to that. We show you the whole games now. Because when we were doing the Premiership, it would take it about three or 4 days to upload everything and do every game. So we're going to do one game a week as regards FIFA 20. But hey, listen, what a cup tie, what a game. Everyone's giving me praise. It's been amazing. Thank you to everybody who's joined. It's been amazing. Sorry about the penalties as well. We lost everything now at the last second there. It was going to be a real cliffhanger. But at least we brought you a live goal of sheer brilliance from Leighton Baines. It didn't win Everton the game in the end because of the penalties. But let me just run through what actually happened then in the penalties. Let's just run through the whole penalties because we do have text streams. So let's just tell you that what happened then in the shootout. We left it. So it was Leighton Baines who took the penalty, saved from Schmeichel. Then Ricardo made it 2-0. Then Holgate pulled one back to make it 2-1. Damari Gray made it 3-1. And then Calvert-Lewin made it 3-2. But then Jamie Vardy smashed the penalty in. And Leicester City go through. And there was amazing applause at the end between the two sides. It was amazing. But through go Leicester City. 4-2 on penalties. But what an epic cup tie that preceded it. Doesn't matter about the penalties at the end. But what a cup tie. And I have to say, I'm gonna play a goal clip of that goal from Leighton Baines and put it on Facebook because I think I won't even put it on YouTube yet. Who knows? Just because of the way it went in. But thank you very much for everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to watch our reboot of the match. We've got Liverpool against Chelsea up there for you now, and that's a cracker, Rooney. But for me, JB, have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you we'll see you in Qatar on Saturday night for Liverpool against Flamengo in the World Cup Championships. We're going to be World Cup Championships. We're going to see Liverpool in action on Saturday night. Can Liverpool conquer the world against Brazilian side Flamengo? We'll find out on Saturday. From me, JB, have a fantastic evening. Good night.